Hello, welcome to another video of mine. It's Kemal AA, and this is another Chelsea transfer news video for you guys, where I'll keep you guys up to date with all the latest Chelsea news in the past 24 hours and some big stories, some big developments. Are Chelsea in pole position to sign HAALAND after some massive quotes from Pep Guardiola in his press conference today for the upcoming match in the Premier League this weekend? Mind-boggling, absolutely mind-blowing. Some big quotes from him. Does this mean Chelsea are leading the race to sign the generational superstar? We'll have to wait and see. I'll be delving into that. Also, we speak about Thomas Tuchel, congratulating him on winning Manager of the Month award for March. He is officially the best manager in Premier League after the month that he had in March, so we'll be discussing that. And finally, the Lukaku price tag of around £102 million. We'll be discussing that and delving into all the details. But before I do get into all of it, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and without further ado, let's get straight into this news video for you guys. Now, starting off with the biggest news story, and it is in regards, of course, to Erling Haaland. And I spoke about this yesterday, the day in Barcelona, and then they spent the rest of the day in Madrid as well. So they spoke to both Barcelona and Madrid at the same time. They're basically traveling to all the elite clubs in Europe to essentially drive a bidding war for his client, of course, Erling Haaland. So he's visiting all the elite clubs in Europe, with Chelsea's, your Manchester United's, Man City's, all the clubs that can essentially afford Erling Haaland, and discussing about prices, wages, etc., how to pull the deal off financially, proposing all their projects. And the good news is he's actually travelling to London next week, him and his camp, so his representatives, Erling Haaland's father, Alf, Mina Raiola, of course, his agent, and all of his representatives are going to be flying to London next week to speak with Chelsea and the hierarchy to see how Chelsea can financially afford Haaland, but of course also propose their projects and why Chelsea is officially the best club for Erling Haaland to sign. But the most interesting part of this was what Pep Guardiola said in his press conference. Now, these are in his words. He said, "With the economy in world football now, there is more chance that we are not going to sign a striker this summer. With current prices, we are not going to buy any striker. It's impossible. We cannot afford it. All clubs are struggling financially, us as well." Now, this is major. This is massive news. Now, for time, we all thought that Man City were favourites. We all thought Man City going to get him. His father used to play for Man City. They've got the finances, oil-run club. They've won the league. They've got the ambition. It's a done deal. He's going to Man City. Now, this definitely puts Chelsea a massive advantage, because if Man City cannot afford him, and in Guardiola's words, we are not going to sign a striker, it is impossible. That's massive. That is massive. And now maybe you can start to get a bit excited, because that means are Man City out the race? Because now that leaves Chelsea, Barca, Madrid, and potentially Manchester United. But if Chelsea competed in Manchester United, I wouldn't fear anything, because I'm not sure if the Glazers are going to be spending that much anyway, firstly. And secondly, I don't think that Manchester United are in a good position to essentially sell their projects compared to a Chelsea. So this is massive. Now we need to look at the flip side here, because this just could be mind games as well. We've seen something like this before by Guardiola. We've seen something like this from managers in the past, where they're playing mind games, where they have got the finance. And let's be serious, Man City, out of all clubs, I know every club has been hit hard financially, so have Chelsea. Of course we have. The match day revenue is not there anymore. It's natural. But we need to understand that Man City do actually have the finances. You know, they're backed by a country, essentially. They've got, you know, incredibly rich owners. You know, we're talking multi-billionaires here backing Man City. They have the finances. If they really want to cough up the money, they've got the money to do so. That's why I don't want to be too excited, because it could essentially just be mind games. But at the same time, it's promising that something like this is coming out. It's better than not hearing anything. It's better than Guardiola saying that, you know, we're going to see. We will see. But he hasn't said that. He said that it's impossible in this climate to sign a striker of that calibre. That puts Chelsea at a massive advantage. And that really honestly gets me excited. And that should get you excited as well. But again, let's take it with a bit of pinch of salt. But at the same time, this is amazing. This is fantastic news. And again, it's advantage to the mighty Chelsea. The Chelsea back. And could this mean that we're first position? Could this mean that we are in pole position to sign him? Again, Erling Haaland has expressed his interest in, you know, playing in the Premier League one day. We'll have to wait and see. But again, competing with Barca and Madrid is a completely different story. Those two are the biggest clubs in Europe, hands down. You've seen what they've done over the course of a decade since football has even existed. So let's speak about Romelu Lukaku. Now, again, reports came out today that his valuation will be in approximately 102 to 120 million pounds after Inter Milan are in big financial struggles, big financial difficulties, and they're looking to make potentially sell Lukaku if a massive offer comes in because of their financial struggles. I've said this before, because of the pandemic and the climate, it's really hit clubs hard financially. They haven't got the finances to run their football club. The match day revenue not being there is a massive hit for them. And if they can get 110 million pounds minimum for Lukaku, I think they would sell him. You know, even if Conte and Chelsea haven't got the best relationship, if Chelsea cough up the money, we can definitely sign Lukaku. Now, Lukaku we know is not first choice. He's not first choice. We know who's first choice. I was just speaking about him, Erling Haaland. We know Lukaku is officially plan B though, because we know Matt Law came out a couple of days ago with an article from the Telegraph. We know Matt Law, his reliability and credibility, that Romelu Lukaku is officially the fallback option, plan B. Now, what do you guys think, personally, for you guys? Do you want Lukaku? Do you actually prefer Lukaku to Haaland? Remember, Lukaku will be slightly cheaper than Haaland, because with Haaland, we're looking at minimum 150 million euros. With Lukaku, you can sign him for 40, 50 million pounds cheaper. And don't forget, Lukaku, he's got the experience, he's in his prime, he's played in the Premier League before, so he's produced that numbers. But would you prefer Lukaku to Haaland? Personally, for me, no. I think that there's so many weaknesses in Lukaku's game that I prefer Haaland. We need to remember Haaland is 20, Lukaku is 27. There's already that 7-year gap. So even though you're paying an extra 50 million pounds, you know, you're paying for that potential, that ceiling that Haaland's got. Haaland is a monster. Like, the guy is phenomenal, lethal. The guy just bagged. He's got like a 50% conversion rate. The guy is phenomenal. Again, with Lukaku, there's a lot of weaknesses. His first touch is really poor. His link-up play is not the best, and it's really been criticised heavily in the past. His passing can also be drastically improved, and his record against the top six is extremely poor in my personal opinion. It's atrocious. Just go look it up. Go look up his record against the top six. It's simply not good enough in my opinion, and for that reason, I would prefer Haaland, even if it means that we're coughing an extra 50 to 60 million pounds. And again, if Man City can't afford, well, they say they can't afford, we know they can afford it, but if Man City are not going in for a striker for either Haaland or Lukaku, that means Chelsea again will have a free run in for Lukaku if we can't sign Haaland. But my question to you guys is, if Chelsea couldn't sign Haaland, if we can't sign Haaland, let's say that Haaland hypothetically goes to Barcelona or Real Madrid, would you be accepting of Chelsea signing Lukaku? Leave me your thoughts and opinions. Or would you want Chelsea to sign the Aguero on a free? I'll speak about it more in depth in our video. But leave me your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. And finally, let's talk about Thomas Tuchel. Let's talk about our gaffer, because this guy has done wonders since he's come into Chelsea Football Club. I said it before when we linked with him. This guy is the man. Thomas Tuchel has officially been announced as the manager of the month for March. 2 wins, 1 draw, 3 clean sheets. We haven't conceded a single goal in all competitions in March. A magical month for Chelsea, phenomenal. And hopefully, long may it continue. We have a tough 2 months coming up, last 8 weeks of the season. We hope that this will continue, because if this form continues, then you can welcome the Champions League and FA Cup. But that's if we're dreaming. But on a serious note, the guy has done wonders, and I've said it for time. Even on Lampard, I've been part of the Tuchel hype for a long time. I said it to you guys that are long admirers and subscribers. I said that the guy is the man because of his pedigree, his CV, his pedigree, what he's done in the past. The guy is a world-class manager. He is up there with your Guardiolas, your Klopps, and I got mocked for saying that, but I said, look, he's one of the best tacticians in Europe. He's got one of the best man management skills in Europe as well. And this guy knows what he's talking about, and he deserves it. He completely deserves it. And I'm so proud of him. And again, you can say that our attack is not firing, but with reinforcements in the summer with some of the players I've spoken about in this video, and of course with a full pre-season behind him, you will see drastic improvements in the final third. And I think that it's about being patient with him. It's about giving him the required time. And I think that Thomas Tuchel will thrive at Chelsea. And I might get shot for this, but I genuinely believe Thomas Tuchel will be our first long-term manager at Chelsea. I know it's crazy because we've never had one, but I genuinely believe that this is a proper project now. This is where, we have to back Tuchel. He's got the pedigree, he's got the CV to back up now, he's got the tactics. We're playing good, fluid attacking football. The triangles, the counter-pressing, which is exactly what Rome wants to see as well. So we're playing good football, check. Fantastic man management skills, check. Amazing tactics, check. Again, obviously we need to understand that rough patches will come. Of course they're going to come, that's normal. But we need to remember the good times. We need to remember that he's actually got a CV to back it up, unlike Lampard. Lampard never had a CV to back it up. Thomas Tuchel knows how to turn it around. He's proven it at Mainz, Dortmund and Paris Saint-Germain. We have to back Tuchel. So proud of him, really happy for Tuchel, officially manager of the month for March. If you did enjoy this new video, don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and I'll see all of you guys for my next video. Peace.